Okay, so you might have seen from the video that I did at Christmas, I made a vermiculite base to go in the inside of my Heta Ambition. And there's really not much fuel left in here. There's only a smidgen of ember and not much else. And it's been a while since I put a log in, and it's getting a wee bit chilly because the door's open and it's light and the heating's off. So I am going to put another piece of wood in and show you how easy this can be. So here's what we've got in there. That is the vermiculite base. So there's stuff all in there, there really is. So if I put a couple of little bits, oops, you can see my glass is getting a little bit dirty, not too bad, but basically because there's not much fuel left in there. And I've left the door cracked just slightly ajar, just to give it a bit of a boost. And this is going to catch so quick. There you go. Seconds. And I'll shut the door and she'll pull away and it'll be just fine. Once that burns down a bit. That is how easy it is. It's just so fabulous. Anyway, I've had quite a few people asking me about the vermiculite in it. It's not perfect at the moment, but I think Heta will be rolling it out soon in the new units, or I'm probably making optional base. Right, vermiculite learners for your Heta. Richard, especially for you because you're doing my head in. I'm only kidding, honestly. To my Ambition 5. I've done the 8s just the same. That many people have asked about these, well, a few, especially Richard, that I've made a few up. Not many, I've done 3 tonight. And, you know, I'm doing them by hand. It takes me a while, but Heta will be rolling these out, and very, very soon. But if you're desperate, there's a few on my website, and if it says out of stock, click the button that says notify me when available soon, put your email address in, and I'll make some more up when they go out of stock. I've only made 3 tonight, so when they're gone, and they won't hang about long, I'm sure. But when they are gone, I'll just make up a few, 2 or 3 at a time, as I've got time to do it. So you might have a little bit of a wait because I'm mega busy, and they do take time to make, but I do appreciate this does make a massive difference to performance. And some of you might want to not wait till next month or whatever till Heta I've got them ready for sale. So for those of you who are finding their stoves difficult to light, I mean, Hetas aren't that bad. They really aren't. The Ambition isn't that bad. But it does make it a lot easier. It does get up to temperature quicker. It does make it a lot easier on reload when you put a new log in, because it takes off like a rocket when you put a new log in within a few seconds. So, yeah, if you want one and you want to join the Upgrade Your Heta Ambition Club, then give us a like and a follow, and you know where to find them if you want one. Right, okay. So I've taken all the panels out the inside. Everything out the inside is also a metal bar. So lift all the inners out the inside, okay? And here I have the panel that I've cut for the base plate for your Heta. So what I want you to do is have the panel facing you, forward facing, okay? So the holes are to the back and there's a rebate to the top and the left and the right. And when you put it in the stove, you do this. I am filthy. Absolutely positively filthy. But we're not worried too much about that. So here's my panel, okay? And there is my Heta. And I want you to take the panel with the rebate and put it right in tight to that back corner. And then it will just clear that door and no more. Now, you rotate it round so it's facing the back. Flip up the front. And gently tuck it down in there. And then I've just centered it from left to right, okay? And that's it. Now, we then take the panels that you've taken out, and the air holes match up with here, and the rebates for the screw heads up there. So you just tuck them back in like that. And this middle one, just you want to centre it with that middle hole. So there'll be a tiny gap about the width of a pound coin to the left and the right. And the same on that side, see? And they all go back in beautifully. And here's my big long panels. Now, see that doesn't go down in there? Nearly. Yes, it does. I was going to say, I just needed to wiggle it over a millimetre or two more. And then this one will go back in there, like that. And then we've got these two panels, the little ones here, which will knit back in. Now, this metal bar in, down, pull back. I've got the baffle down here, and that rebate is facing down the inside. Oh, it's not the easiest thing to do with one hand, especially not when that's my bad arm at the minute. Need two hands, definitely need two hands. So that just pops in on top. That little gap there, just push those side ones back in from the other side. But I need to try and do it with two hands, not one and a four. There we go. See, ever the perfectionist. Whoops. And that's it. And this tiny gap there, not much. Is about the width of a pound coin down there. That will soon fill up with ash. And that is how I fitted a smart new vermiculite base. So, that's just tucking down and under that lip. I did try doing it in vermiculite. Made no difference. Just stops the ash going back in that hole. Yep, just stick it back in there. That's what I've got in mind. So you scrape it out, it's keeping the ash in place, and the heat directly off the front of the inside of the unit. Alrighty. And then we just need to put the baffle back in. Adios. Thank you. So, yeah, fabulous. Dead chuff for this. And I believe Heta are going to have vermiculite bases in these very soon, or for them very soon. I've done some hand cut ones for my local customers, or any units that I've got going out at the minute, so you get both, because I like the vermiculite. I really do like the vermiculite. I mean, look at it, it just comes back so easy. But the Heta Ambition has always been one of my favourite units. I've, however, never liked fitting them into bungalows because they just always really struggled with the initial pull. So we didn't like fitting them into anything with less than about a 7 or 8 metre high chimney. And you know what? Now it is so dead easy. I would have zero hesitation about fitting one of these into a bungalow. It is a completely different animal. So it's quite easy to do a slight modification to it. And I'm sure that Heta will be shortly rolling out an optional additional vermiculite base for older units. I'm very sure we'll see it in the newer ones soon. At least the ones I've got, my local customers can have both because I'll just make them one. But that's the beauty of playing about with things. You learn. Every day's a school day. So, good fun. Happy burning.